to the channel, everybody. Today, we are finally bringing back the OG S15. This was the very first Silvia that I ever owned. This is an official Yashio Factory S15 Silvia that I built with Oka-chan. It was a super special build. If you guys remember, it was a car he had in storage for 10 years. There's an insane history with the person that used to own this, who's now a crazy surgeon doctor at the Yokohama hospital. It's wild, but we're bringing it back. It has sat here for, I think, 2 years, untouched pretty much. And that's changing today because I have absolutely everything I need to get that thing back together and running, and hopefully, we will hear it crank and run again. Let me know if you think it's possible in the comment section. But first, I need some energy. So we're gonna go to Big Bang, smash some doors, and then come back and then get into it. Let's go.
So on today's video, we're gonna do everything but work on the S15.
Everything but. Suzuki-san from Tomei is here and we're helping him fix his car up. And I just keep seeing how dirty the shop is. And, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in the 15, but I could feed my dopamine by just getting a few little things done.
Hey, wanna go to Big Bang?
Hey, we just did that, we should go again. You know what I wanna do? I wanna weld something. That's what I feel like doing. So I keep looking at Suzuki-san's car and just looking at his intake pipe and how bad it is, and I think I could really weld up a nice pipe for that. The biggest problem is I don't remember where we left off on this car. It has been so long. Obviously I know exterior-wise, oh, that light's on. Obviously exterior-wise, I know the thing's beaten up, and the plan was to kind of just drop this off at Yashio Factory and have Oka-chan's painter and body guy fix and finish the entire car. The problem is though, is this. Right now the car has no trans in it, it has no drive shaft, it has no turbo, the piping all sucks. Like I definitely wanna fix this and make brand new piping that isn't ugly and just, you know, make this bay pop, right? This was one of my very first builds. I know a lot more now than I did then, so it'll be interesting to go over and just see, you know, what's dodgy or what's not or what needs to be addressed. But for the main part, let's go over the car together and figure out what needs to be done. Let's start in the engine bay, and the first thing we notice is it's missing a hot side. So we definitely have to get that situated. We have a turbo and everything for it. My plan is to go with, of course, a Garrett turbo. I'm thinking a G30 660 with a 0.61 rear housing. We've recently found and seen a lot of good results with that turbo on 2.1s and 2.2 liter SRs that really work super well. So we'll go with that, and also you get a ton of low end response somehow too. It's like actually stupid, but anyways, probably go with that because my goal with this car is like, you know, happy medium of 450 to 500 horsepower. That's what I'm aiming for. That aside though, intercooler piping needs to be redone. We need to do a gate dump. We're of course gonna be doing a screamer on this because, you know, when in Rome. And that's that. Let's get this car in the air and see what's going on under the car because I haven't looked at this in 2 years, evidently. Having a look under here, I'm actually pretty impressed. Ooh, there's a leak. Okay, so I know this thing had a slow AC leak and it looks like the oil and the, what do you call it, the fluoro dye stuff is leaking from that connection there into the side of the pump. So I know I need to change the O-ring there and that'll probably fix that leak. So I'm glad that's it. That's the reason why the car sat for 2 years, because I had a slow AC leak and it needed time to sit so I could find the leak. Yeah, and I have a clutch. That I did not know. I thought I got rid of the clutch when I sold this to Okachan. I sold Okachan the whole CD swap because I really didn't like how the CD swap felt. Some people like it, some people don't. I did not like it, and I want this to be able to be a nice street car that I can also drive to the track, compete in, and all that type of stuff. Like, yeah, we'll get into the purpose of this car in a little bit, but I didn't know I had this, which is awesome because now I have actually, wait, can I use this? Will this be too, you know I can because the transmission that's going into it has straight cut gears. Yes, we are good. Oh yeah, transmission, we'll talk about that in a bit. So we should be good with that, and it's also a 6-speed one. Yeah, I think that'll actually work perfectly and be awesome. Okay, great. Everything else looks straightforward. I forgot how clean it is under here. There's definitely a few things I want to probably revisit, like get a proper fuel line kit, like the holders from Radium, instead of these P-clamps that I have here. That would be a little nicer. Where the hell is my titanium exhaust? Like the mid-pipe section's missing. Oh, I donated that to Daikie's 180. Whoops. I needed a new one anyways. I think it was bent. I don't remember. But anyways, we'll sort that out later. We'll talk to Okachan and get another titanium Yashio Factory exhaust for this. But I'm stoked. I always forget how clean this car is under here. It's beautiful. This car is like one of the best feeling like driving cars. Like check this out. So the Yashio Factory knuckle here, JZX 90 tie rod ends. That go into the knuckle, and that kind of makes the tie rod as straight as possible. The rack's been moved forward only 15 millimeters. Stock length lower control arms, but they're not extended whatsoever. But check out this angle. I don't think you guys are ready for this. Isn't that ridiculous? Oh, it's got like 50 mil spaces. But like, how good is that? How freaking good is that? Oh, it rubs there, whoops. I didn't even realize it rubbed there. That's probably because it's up in the air. How nice is that? For a cut and shut knuckle. Look at this. This is, hey boys. Beautiful. Anyways, I'm really excited to drive this thing again. This thing has some really cool stuff on it. And it was probably one of my best feeling cars. My main goal with this car is to do as many grassroots competitions as I can in Japan. I'm gonna start driving in D1 division and then try to get my lights license. The whole purpose of me doing as many competitions as possible is to just get more seat time in a car that I'm a little bit more familiar with. So I'm also thinking about putting the same angle kit on this car after it's finished as what's in the comp car so that I get, you know, more used to the handling of it. But we'll see how it feels when it's all together. We'll drive it a little bit like this and we'll make that decision later. But my goal is to use this car to get as much seat time in a ton of grassroots competitions, more competition experience, get more comfortable, get, you know, the nerves and everything all calmed down and used to it. Do as much as you can so you get used to it, right? That's kind of the goal with this car. It was something that has been missing for a long time. And before you go to the comments and be like, what about the abandoned S15? Don't worry guys, that's next. My commitment to you this year was to have all of these cars finished and done. And we have been delivering on that. So now it's time to show you guys what parts we've been waiting for so long and why we weren't able to work on this until now. And it was 100% worth it. These two boxes here will solve my biggest issue and kind of the reason why I fell out of love with this car. After we finished the build, everything was good except the transmission. The CD09 is a great transmission, but I don't know if it was the swap kit I used or the shifting kit or whatever it was. It just never felt good in my car. Some of you OGs will remember how bad the vibration was and the sound was inside the car, and it just made it undrivable on the street and even on the track, to be completely honest. So these two boxes solve that. We're gonna put the top box here away for now, and we'll pull that out in a section because that is very special and super cool. This box has the special transmission in it. Straight cut gears, RB25 transmission. I am so excited about this. So if you guys remember, we had a few problems with my R33.4 Skyline where we blew a couple RB25 boxes. Well, I sent them away to Nagol Tech down south and they put one of their full straight cut gears sets or kits or whatever you want to call it in these transmissions. So we're going to pull this out right now. Woo! Look at this bad girl, man. Oh, I'm so stoked. Oh, I'm so stoked. Oh, man. Sheesh. Look how beautiful and new and clean this looks. Damn, I'm so excited. It's almost like this was a brand new transmission, you know? It was. It was. So we've actually used one of these transmissions in the Bogan 32 since we did the manual swap on that, and it's been incredible. It copped a lot of abuse and held strong. So I know that this is going to hold the 500 horsepower max that this car will be producing when we run ethanol on it, but when we're running high octane, it's probably gonna be running like 420, 450-ish. This next box is what makes all of this possible, because the bell housing on this is for an RB25 to bolt up to, but we want this to go to an SR. Now, this kit is awesome. It's made by a company in Australia, so shout out to the Aussies. Comes with full instructions, look at all the stickers. Alpha Omega Racing. These guys make an incredible swap kit. This relocates and moves the shifter further back so you don't have to cut a hole or run a weird dog leg shifter on the trans, and it feels like OEM. So let's go through this box together. We've got a bunch of cool stuff in here that deletes like the speedo and stuff, because the S15 has the speedo sensor on the diff. But look at this. Ooh. This is the adapter plate that adapts it from the RB25 housing to the S15, and it's silver. That is really important in Japan. It has to be silver, otherwise they won't pass shuck in on it because it'll look aftermarket. So as long as it's silver and matches the silver on the transmission, they'll pass it, no problem. So that was important. And then, oh wow, look at this. I love how everything's packaged. Wait, can't you eat these? No, I'm a dad now. I need to live a little longer. All the bolts required for said adapter plate. All the other little bits and bobs. I'm gonna go through here. Oh wow, they include everything, hey? Dang, I'm so excited. You guys have no idea how excited I am that we're bringing back this car. I'm gonna unwrap everything and then I'll show you what it is.
A few moments later.
I've gone and unpackaged everything, and I'm even more impressed with this kit than when I was looking at it on their website. This is the cross member, guys. It's like a modular billet one. How good is this? So this all like kind of connects together like this, depending on what transmission and what chassis you're using, and you're able to move it forwards or backwards depending on what you're running. So that's freaking awesome, makes your life easy. I brought this up before, but this is a speedo delete because the S15 reads the speedo off the ABS sensor on the rear diff. So this goes in the place of where the speedo sensor would be. If you don't have this, oil would like leak out, or you got to put a speedo sensor in there to stop oil leaking out. All the bolts and kit, it comes with the kit here, which is awesome. And this is kind of the big magic piece here. This goes where the OEM shifter plate is currently, and then shifts it back by, I want to say by like almost like 1.5 inches, maybe 2. And that's what allows you to not have to cut your chassis whatsoever. And then here's the rest of the pieces that go with it that make it shift and feel great. And this shift knob looks amazing. I actually think I'm gonna really enjoy that. And then yeah, here is the adapter plate. How nice does that look? Super cool. I love that it's billet, it's silver, and all the different like notches and stuff in here. It's really nice. I've seen some other like adapter plates for adapting different transmissions to SRs, and this is by far the nicest one I've ever seen. So I'm really stoked on this. I cannot wait to get this on the car. But first we need to do a little bit of work on the RB25 transmission to make it work with a push type of clutch setup. So let's go get that. First thing that you're gonna see here is that this is for an R34 setup, which actually pulls on the clutch to release it. So see this? This goes back that way when it actuates, right? Which is no bueno. We need something where the slave cylinder, this guy, brand new from Nismo, by the way. We sell these, by the way, through SAMMIT.net. So if you guys need any of these OEM Nismo parts, definitely fill out the contact form on the website if it's not already listed on the website, and the girls will get to you right away. This, if we spin the transmission over, typically in an R34, the slave is mounted here, which pushes on the fork this way, which then is pulling on the clutch, right? What we want to do is push it from this way, so that it's then pushing against the diaphragm on the clutch. So this needs to actually get mounted here on this side against the fork. And that's what this will do. Now, to be able to change this whole fork here, you actually have to go to an R33 plate. These are still available, brand new from Nissan parts. This is what we need to switch with that, and that's so that the fork is then actually pivoting off this pivot ball here to push on the diaphragm of the clutch. I've also gone and grabbed a Nismo pivot ball, and that's supposedly a good upgrade for these, so we'll be putting that on there with the Nismo clutch slave, but we'll be sliping this in there and freshly gasket sealing it up with a fresh gasket. The only other thing that just kind of came to mind is I don't know if I have a fork for this, so I probably need to order a fork tonight so that that rocks up tomorrow and we can put this transmission together, because it's gonna suck if I don't have one of those. Do I have one? I guess we do need to take the trans out of the 33, so maybe I can borrow it from there for now. And then that car can work for 2 years. No. The last part from Nismo that is super important for this swap to make sure everything feels good shifting wise is this. A shifter from Nismo. Compared to OEM, this shifts a little better and feels just a little tighter, if that makes sense. But I didn't know it actually came with a new rubber because, you know, I spent money and actually just ordered another whole rubber here, but looks like I didn't need that. Anyways, if you need any of these parts, they're actually not that expensive, these Nismo shifters, as well as the Nismo slaves and everything that you just saw me pull out, including these. We can order these through SAMMIT.net once again. So if you do need any of this stuff, just hit up the girls, fill out the contact form on the website, and they'll get it quoted and shipped out to you as soon as possible. But yeah, we need to adapt all of this into that so that then we can put it in the car with the adapter, clutch, and get it all together. And then we got to find out if I need to order a custom drive shaft or not. I think I have the right drive shaft, but we'll find out.
A few moments later.
You guys get overnight parts from Japan. I get same day parts from Japan. Look at this, man. Nissan had everything in stock. I got 2 of everything because I'm pretty sure I need all of these parts too for the 33.4 Skyline, but we got everything we need to make this work. Oh man, I'm excited. How good is that? Now, let's work on that thing. Switch it over to this one. Can we just appreciate my hoarding skills? Because I kept this from the ORC clutch that was on my OG S15 like 3 years ago, because we ended up using one of those internal slaves on the Mazworks CD kit. I'm glad I kept this. Took a while to find, but I knew it was in one of the boxes back there. But this is it, so that we can use a fork. I can't believe I kept that. That is actually freaking amazing. Anyways, time to put these all together. Nah. Wait. It's gross. Yeah. Wait. Business. Yeah. This is pretty much now converted to work with a push style type of clutch where the fork pushes against the diaphragm. Pretty much ready to roll. I just now have to put the slave cylinder on and a few other pieces from Alpha Omega swap kit, which we might as well do now. Let's put this in. So this I explained before, but on 33s and 34 Skylines, even on 32s actually, this is where the speed sensor goes for the speedometer. Yeah. But in S chassis, they usually get their speed from the diff in S15s. In 14s and 13s, there was a sensor that was in the transmission, but yeah, 15s, no bueno. Grab some of this excess grease that's all here. Now, if you don't, and then this guy goes in there, lock it off with an O-ring and seal it up. Perfect, simple as that. And then a little Allen key screw. Time for the fresh slave to go on as well. A little dab of grease there. Just a little. I don't want to go over the top. Beautiful. So as you just saw, we've pretty much gotten everything done bar installing the Alpha Omega, like shifter relocation and stuff. Because at this point, I picked up the instructions. And guys, read the instructions first because I am gonna have to take that front plate off to shave 5 mil off. I should have read the instructions before I did this, but I'm gonna have to undo all of that, but I think I'm gonna leave that here for today. You get the idea. I will be going through and showing you everything that we put on this kit and why it is so good in the next video when we get this into the car. And then on Sunday, I'm actually going to Toyo Fest, which is a Toyota only event at Fuji Speedway with the Chaser. And I'm gonna be drifting. My car's actually gonna be displayed at the Tomei booth, which is gonna be super cool. So if any of you guys are in Japan and you're watching this video and you wanna know what to do this weekend, go to Fuji Speedway on Sunday, get some passenger laps, whatever you want. The event's gonna be sick. And Tomei's gonna have, I think, like the usual 20% off at event kind of pricing. So definitely a good time to come check out the Chaser, come for some laps and enjoy a really good show. It's like Toyota's only allowed. We're gonna bring the Supra, but then we're like, I kind of want to drift and drive, so we're gonna bring the Chaser, so we spruced that thing up. Oh, I forgot! I haven't even shown you guys what we did. Look at that! Yeah, we spruced this thing up good. You guys can order these as well through SAMMIT.net right now. Brand new Tomei exhaust manifold and the new turbo elbow. I actually am gonna have to do a little bit of track tuning because this thing flows so much more now. It's not restrictive anymore. The stock ones suck, the turbo elbows that come off them, and they're really restrictive, just like Skylines. But yeah, that's gonna add a lot more flow to my turbo, so I'm really excited. I think we're gonna pick up some response from it as well. And also the manifold. The manifold's super cool because it's cast, it replaces the OEM one, and it looks good. If you guys need these, they are listed on the website, so go check it out. And also I cleaned my filter and put a new sock over it to stop the rubber and the dirt going in. But yeah, we spruced this thing up. She's mint. She's looking clean. I put brand new Serial 9 bushes in the rear too, so I don't have active toe anymore when I brake and accelerate. So I think this car's gonna feel great. I'm gonna turn up the boost for this weekend, run it in high boost mode, and just have a ton of fun shredding. So big backies are coming. With that, guys, thanks for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. It feels so good to be back home in Japan. We definitely have a lot to get done, and I hate how messy the shop is. So yeah, we definitely need to fix that. But for the most part, I'm excited for all the projects getting done and finished. This thing especially. So let me know in the comment section, what are some changes or some things that you want to see me do to this car before it goes to paint and body with Oka-chan. And yeah, we definitely got 2 new doors coming for this thing. Got a ton of stuff, and it's going to be getting the exact same aero kit as the comp car, the Golf R. And it's going to be, of course, Yashio Factory pink. It's got to stay that color. And I think I want to do the old water livery again on this. I don't know. We'll see though. I'll see you guys in the next one. Leave us a comment. Bye.